Hey there, welcome back. Today I'm going to be filming a realistic 24-hour readathon. And what I mean by that is I will be seeing how much I can read in a 24-hour period while still going about my normal everyday responsibilities, things that I need to get done. However, if I have time, I will be using that time to read, and I will be trying to listen to audiobooks while I do things as much as possible. So right now it is 9:05 in the morning. So this will span from now, I'll just call it 9 o'clock. So right now till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then at the end of the video, I will do an update on everything that I ended up reading, if I ended up finishing anything, and how much like actual reading time I got in. Today, I don't have to work. However, I don't need to like work, but I do need to prep some things for the work that I need to do for the rest of the week, which is not a ton, but it's some. And then I also have a lot of cleaning to catch up on. So I am hoping to get a lot of reading in those 24 hours, but we'll see. Honestly, mostly the reason I'm doing this is because I have not even made a dent. I've made barely a dent in my November TBR. And I need 7 points in November in order to not add a roll in December. And I really don't want to be adding a roll in December because I'm adding an extra rule into my December TBR game that is probably going to give me even more books to read. So I really want to hit my 7 points. I have 2 points so far. I've finished 1 book on my TBR, and then I've finished 2 books that are not on my TBR, and I get half a point for books that are not on my TBR. So I have 2 points out of 7, and it's November 18th. And I need to, let's see. I need to do my November TBR like recap video by Wednesday of next week. So I have just over a week left to read 5 more books. I am almost done with this one, so that'll be good. This is The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie. Yeah, I don't have much left on here. On page 141, and there's like, how are there? Yeah, I have like a little less than 50 pages left, so maybe about an hour left in this book, so I should be able to finish that super easily today. I really want to get through a lot of my physical books on my TBR. Not a lot of them. I want to at least read a couple of them. That's probably a little ambitious, but we're going to try. We're going to try because none of the audiobooks that I have are on my TBR. So even if I finished one today, that would still only get me half a point. So I'm hoping I can finish at least 2 physical books today. We're going to see. We're going to see. And then I'm going to do little check-ins every once in a while whenever I have some thoughts to share or I feel like it's been a while. So yeah, we're going to be starting with Agatha Christie's The Moving Finger. And I don't know what audiobook I'm going to listen to when I listen to that. My husband and I have been working our way through the Inheritance Cycle series by, what is it, Christopher Paolini? The Aragon series. And we are on the 4th book right now. We're on Inheritance. and he doesn't really remember much of this one. He's read these books a long time ago. He doesn't really remember much of this one, so I'm not going to listen to that without him because I don't want him to be confused and miss stuff. So my options are the Thursday Murder Club, which I did DNF because I was just kind of bored. I have the audiobook for The Darkest Minds, which I soft DNF'd that one, but I could listen to that. I feel like if I'm going to finish one though, the one I'm most likely to finish is the Thursday Murder Club because I have less time on that one. I have Little Women. I don't know that I want to listen to that today though. The Cycle of Erewhon, my husband must have gotten that one. That's a 66-hour audiobook. I will not be listening to that today. So if I listen to one, honestly, it'll probably be the Thursday Murder Club. Even though I'm really not that interested in it, it's just the one that I have the least amount of time on. So anyway, those are the 2 books that I'll be working on for now. And I will update you guys in a little bit on how that's going. And I'll let you guys know what time it is and everything whenever I check in. So you know, it'll make more sense if I do. Anyway, I need to go shower and stuff. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I finished The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie. It is 12:38. I have not been getting as much reading in as I hoped. But I finished the book. It took me an hour and 4 minutes to finish it. So that's that. And then I also read the Thursday Murder Club. I listened to that for about 15 minutes. So honestly, that's not that bad because most of the time between 9 o'clock and now was not like the things that I was doing didn't allow me to either sit and read or have something playing while I was doing it. So that's not too bad. Like about an hour and 20 minutes of reading. So right now I do need to do some cleaning. So I will probably keep listening to the Thursday Murder Club while I do that. And maybe every 30 minutes or so, because what I'm about to tackle is probably going to take me it'll only take me about an hour and a half. So maybe every 30 minutes I will take a break and read, I don't know, for like 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to be reading Pure Nessie because I did decide when I made my November TBR that I was going to read my physical books in order of length from shortest to longest, and Pure Nessie is the next one on the list. So, and I already have a jump start because I read the first chapter of this already. Well, I guess the first part. There's not really chapters, it's parts. So I did read the first part of this. So we are already making progress. So I will try to I was gonna say I was gonna try to do a check-in when I'm halfway through this book, but I don't know when that's gonna be. So maybe in the next couple hours I'll try to do a check-in. Also, the Thursday Murder Club, it's fine just to kind of have it playing in the background as I'm doing things. It's still not really any more interesting. Like I don't know. I just don't think it's really for me, but I have it on audiobook, so I might as well just keep listening to it, right? Because I don't really have a lot of options for audiobooks. Anyway, I did like this book. I didn't see the murderer coming. Sorry, the sun is doing weird things, and The lighting is changing. So I did not see the murderer coming, although I really feel like I should have in hindsight. I feel like so far I've read 2 Agatha Christie books back to back, and both of them were Miss Marple books. This one doesn't say that it is, but Miss Marple comes in to the book and she's the one that solves the mystery, pretty much. I feel like in both of these books, when you find out who the murderer was, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But then there aren't really breadcrumbs per se that you could like look back on and be like, oh yeah, that was a clue and that should have led me to the answer. There's not really breadcrumbs. There are things that they go back and reference when Miss Marple is explaining how she came to the conclusion that she did. There are things that she references that happened that play a part in her figuring it out. But it's not really in a way that you could piece it together the way that she does as you're reading it. You can definitely guess who the murderer is. But I don't know if that makes any sense. It just feels like one of those things where it's like the only reason they found who did it was because Miss Marple has some like weird backdoor way of thinking about things and human nature, and you really couldn't have put it together the same way she did, because the pieces are not necessarily all there for you. They were more so in this book than the last one, but anyway, it was fine. I liked this one better than the last one, but still really only a 3-star for me, which is not bad. It was okay. So I have high hopes for Pier Nessie because part 1 was very interesting. But right now I'm probably going to go to the Thursday Murder Club. So I will update you guys. I will update you guys in a second. In a little bit. Okay. I know the blinds are making me look like a zebra, but I can't really do anything about that right now. So actually, is the sun going to calm down a little? Maybe. Okay. So it is 2:30. I am only that way into Pure Nessie. I have now listened to a total of 1 hour of the Thursday Murder Club, and I'm still not feeling it. I feel like calling it boring is a little too harsh, because I don't think it's objectively boring. It's just not catching my interest. And I don't know. Maybe mysteries just aren't for me. Or maybe I just haven't found one that works for me. But I don't know. I'm going to keep listening to it, but it's just not working for me. In case you don't know what it's about, it's basically about these senior citizens who live in like a retirement community who enjoy trying to solve murders, and then someone they know gets murdered, and so then they kind of weasel their way into the investigation and they're trying to solve the murder. It's I don't know, it's not for me so far. I've read for 35 minutes for Pure Nessie. I'm on page 43, and it's interesting so far. I don't really know where it's going. We're kind of just learning about the world and learning about the main character's day-to-day life in this world. And we know that, so I don't, would this be considered like magical realism? Or fantasy? I don't know. But there are two people that live in this world, and the entire world is just this gigantic building. But inside the building, there are oceans and lakes and different habitats, and it goes through the seasons. Wow, that is really annoying to look at. So apologies. But the book is set up like a diary of the main character, and like I said, he is one of two people that we know of that lives in this world. We know that there have been other people in this world, but they only know that because they found their remains, like skeletal remains, but they didn't know them. And him and this other guy that live here are trying to figure out this secret knowledge, but they don't know what the knowledge is, and they don't know how to find it. So they're just kind of on this, I don't know, lifelong mission to find something interesting, and they don't know what they're looking for. And the main character currently thinks that the birds of the world are trying to give him a message. And so whenever he sees them doing something odd, he tries to derive a message from it, and then he notes it down to see if anything that happens in the future can correlates with that. That's kind of where we are right now. It's interesting to hear about this world because it's very odd, but hearing about like all the different halls and everything, it's a little tedious, but I get it. But I'm going to keep reading this because I want to see what happens. I have no idea where this book is going right now. But that's okay because I want to find out. So I'm going to keep going. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this today, but I really hope I can. If I can finish this and the audiobook today, that would be amazing. Because that would mean today I would have gotten 2.5 points. But we'll see. It's gonna be a stretch. Anyway, I don't know. Honestly, it's 2:34 now. So let's see. It's been 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours since I started, and I've gotten a total of 2.5 hours of reading done. So we're gonna keep going. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to update again today. Honestly, I might not be able to until tomorrow morning, which would kind of stink, but I don't know that I'm gonna have a chance. I'll try to get one more in, but we'll see. So I'll talk to you when I can. Okay, so I was right. I was not able to do another check-in yesterday. It is the next morning. It is 9:14 in the morning. So 24 hours has passed. It has come and gone. I didn't get nearly as much reading done in this 24-hour period as I was hoping. However, I knew I wouldn't get a lot done. This was mostly so I could see how much reading I could get done realistically if I were trying to fit in reading to a normal busy day. And then yesterday ended up being more busy than I expected. So, on top of that, I lost some time there. But I ended up getting, between this morning and yesterday, I ended up getting just under 5 hours of reading in. So yesterday I read for 4 hours and 19 minutes, and then this morning I read for 24 minutes. So yeah. I did, let's spent about an hour and a few minutes reading The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie, and I did finish that. You guys saw that. Let's see. I read an hour. No. Yes. I read or listened to The Thursday Murder Club for an hour. My thoughts on that are the same. It's just, I don't think it's for me. And honestly, after today, I think I'm going to put it back in the soft DNF pile, because really the only reason I was listening to it was because I was trying to see how much reading I could get done, and it was helpful to have an audiobook for things where I couldn't sit down and read a physical book, but I could listen to something. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to listen to any more of it unless I run into this same situation again, which is probably not likely to happen for a good while. And then I have read for an hour and 38 minutes with Pure Nessie, and I'm already a third of the way through the book, which is crazy. The amount of pages in this book with my typical average reading speed should take me between 5 and 6 hours to read, but I think the combination of the wide margins, the slightly larger font, and the fact that it's like journal entries, so there are a lot of spaces where there's like gaps and stuff like that in between the journal entries. I think that's making for a faster read, so I'm getting through this a lot faster than I normally would. So honestly, I think if I can like I should be able to finish the rest of this book in about 3 hours. So if I could set aside a good chunk of time tonight, I might be able to finish this book today, but I don't know. We'll see. So that was all the reading I got done, which, I don't know. For me, 4 hours and 20 minutes in one day is a lot. I do want to do this again. If I do a 24-hour reading thing again, it'll be either a day where I like don't have anything to do and I specifically set that day aside to read, or I'll do the timer method where you just, every time you read, you let the timer go until you've read, like actual reading time you've read for 24 hours. I don't know how long that would take me to do that though. It would be interesting to see, but I feel like it would take me a long time to do that. But anyway, this video is probably pretty quick and very simple, but I really just wanted to see how much I could like realistically read in a day if I were trying to read more. So anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, also, Pure Nessie is getting very interesting. I don't want to say anything because it would be a spoiler, but I think the way that my brain was going and thinking about the world that he's in, I think I'm probably right about that. I don't think I told you guys what I thought though, which is good because if I'm telling you I'm right, it would be a spoiler. But this is very interesting so far and very well written. So I'm enjoying that and I can't wait to read more of it. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I don't think I've seen any like realistic, I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they do, but I haven't seen any. So I thought it would be fun to do this. Anyway, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time.